Hey guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to hopefully make another Thinga-ma-bob. But this Thinga-ma-bob is going to be a little smaller and made out of a little bit different materials. The last Thinga-ma-bob, if you haven't seen it, I will put the link in the description box down below, was kind of fluffy, frilly, feminine, and this one is going to be totally opposite. So this is what I have been wanting to do. I've been wanting to make like a little field notes cover with maybe little places to stick your driver's license or a credit card and some money and a notebook. And so what I did was I made this. Of course, this isn't a real one. It's just a piece of cardstock with some tea stain paper. Field notes books are 3.5 by 5.5, and then I rounded the edges. The little graphic on top, I just made this in Photoshop and printed it out on tea stain paper. So that's all this is. So what I wanted to do was I had in my stash of stashesness, I had a leather skirt that I got at the thrift store for $2 because it was 50% off day. And it was this beautiful olivey green distressed leather. It was like perfect. And well, we'll see if it's perfect. And I just love this color. I think it's gorgeous. So I cut this thing apart because where else are you going to get that much leather for $2? And I'm sure you could use like, let me see if I've got. So if you have like some like fake leather, like this is just from the fabric store, you could use something like this as well too. You don't have to use real leather. It's just that skirt was cheaper than anything I could buy at the fabric store. So this is the pieces that I'm going to be using. I cut 2 of these, and this is the cover template. So there's an inside and an outside, and I cut 2 of those. On the left side of the book is going to be the little pocket where the field notes book goes inside. And so that is the field notes side pocket. And then on this side is this pocket. And disregard the corner chomp up on the top. We're not going to talk about that. So that's going to go over there on that side. And then we're going to have this guy, and he fits right like this. And then this one will go, this one is, excuse me, this one is just a little an inch shorter. And then this one will be right like that. And so then this way we have a place to stick in our little field notes book. And then on this side, we have a place to put money in the big pocket and then a driver's license and a credit card in these 2 little pockets. So this is the plan, and I've preliminarily done some of it, and I will show you exactly what I did. But this is exactly how I'm going to be putting it together. So this is the inside insert, and this is the cover that I cut, this big guy right here. And then what I did was on this side, this is our pocket. And before I put the pocket on, I sewed an edge along the curved edge where it's going to stick in. And then there's glue everywhere. Huh, fancy that, fancy that. And then on this side, this pocket, I sewed along this edge. And then what I did was I took for this one, so this guy goes here. So what I did was I went ahead and stacked these up exactly where I wanted them. And I had taken the leather, see these are the leather pieces, and I sewed across the top of both of these pieces because you can't sew them once they're on. And then I stacked this one on first, and then I stacked this one, and then I sewed down this way. And then I carefully lined it up with this cover, and I carefully lined this one up on this side, and then I sewed all the way around the outside. Does this make sense? So sew your edges first. This is the, and I will write that on here, and I will scan these and put them at Flickr so you can look at them, and then you can come back to this video and you can pause it and what did she say, and pull your hair and get mad at me because I don't do this right. So I'm going to write along here that you sew along here, and then you sew along this edge when these are all stacked up, okay? And then once that's sewn together and that's sewn together, we put those on top of this cover and sew all the way around the edge. And then this is what we have. This is our pocket for the traveler's notebook to go into. This is our pocket for monies, or, you know, whatever, candy. I don't care. I'm not your mom. And then here's to credit card, driver's license, etc., etc. So here is the outer. This is the other piece. So remember, we cut 2 of these. So what I did was I took this piece and I sewed all the way around the edge. And then I put, this has to have an inner support. If you remember when we made the other Thingamabob, we put little supports. We put cardstock so that it would have some structure when it was folding up, right? So that's what I did. And it is slightly smaller so that it'll fit right along the inside. I do not have a sewing machine that is supposed to be able to sew through leather. Matter of fact, I hear whimpers when I walk into the room with anything more than just cotton. Yeah. So I wasn't gonna like sew through all of these layers. So I glued this support card down to this piece of leather. Do you see these? These are little. This is just some black elastic, and I just made little loopity-loopies, and I glued those down so that when I sewed around the edge of this, then it sewed in my loopy-loopies. And depending on your size of writing utensil, that's going to be different. It's going to be adapted to that. And then what I did was I went ahead and I thought it would be cool to have a little nameplate on the front. So I just put it where I wanted it, and I used a Sharpie and I made 2 dots, and then I used my this guy, and I made holes and then put the brads through. And then see, now what you do when you glue this down to the top, then all that's hidden on the inside. So let's glue that down, because that is my last little bit of thing to do. What side do I want to do it on? I don't know. I'll put glue on the card and brads. So I'll put most of the glue on this guy. I'm gonna glue these down, and you could actually cut these if you wanted, like, or use thinner elastic, or, you know, whatever floats your boater. This was the only elastic I had. Like, literally, this is the only thing I could find. So this is what got sacrificed for this project. Because once I get into something, unless it's like absolutely positively necessary, I hate leaving and going shopping to go get something. I'm one of those, oh, I want it done yesterday. And I don't want to like waste a bunch of time. Anyway, just a little trip into my psyche there. It's not what you were looking for, was it? Okay, so put a generous amount of glue, because this is going to be holding your dude together. And then this is the inside, so I'm going to run just a little bead of this Fabrifix. This is a permanent fabric and leather adhesive. And I'm just going to run a little bead of glue along the outside edge. By all means, if you have a wicked cool sewing machine that is not a hand-me-down like mine is, that can sew through leather, go for it. That would be so cool. My husband wants to get one, so I don't know if we'll be getting one or not, but if I do, I won't be gluing these anymore. Like I'm gonna make another one of these, right? You know me, I move on. Okay, so we got to make sure everything is right side up here. And we're just going to line it up, drop it down, and line up the edges, and make sure there's plenty of glue around where your little tabbies are, your little elastic doohickeys here. And this is absolutely not going to be perfect. Like, nothing about this is going to be perfect. So this is not what I do. I don't sew on leather too much, but it's fun when you have a piece to play with. A 80s or 90s skirt with some really cool leather. So don't go in your closet and start ripping things out. And if something hangs out over the edge, you can trim around the edges if like something's too wide or something. So let's squishy that down. It's like glue all over the place. Okay. Ooh. And while that's kind of like setting up, I am going to take a piece of tea stain paper. Let me grab one of my other these thingies to see how wide it needs to be. I forget. It looks like it is about 2 inches by 1 inch, approximately. So that means I'm going to fold it over so that it's a little wider. I will show you. So I'm going to do it 2 inches wide. Where's my... Oh, I lose things all the time. All the time. So here's this. And then here's my piece of paper. And we can just kind of fold it into... Like, is that gonna fit? I just kind of eyeball it, Is that gonna fit? And then I just trim off the excess, if I can find my scissors. Okay, so there's that. And then, let me get out my little stampies. As a matter of fact, I was stamping notes the other day. I got these. These were on clearance at Hobby Lobby the other day. I was like, yes, I will take one of those. It's like a $20 set, and it was on clearance for $5. It's like, yeah, because they lock together, and then you can make words, and they're locked together so that it's nice and, So you can line things up. Well, you can probably line things up better. I'm not real capable half the time. So anyway, so we have our little notes that I did not carefully stamp because this isn't going to anybody. It's just mine. So make sure that that glue is nice and set before you start bending your field notes wallet contraption. I'm sure these have a name. I've seen these in stores and stuff. There's some beautiful leather or not leather pieces that are just for field notebooks or traveler's notebooks or whatever it is that they're for. And they're just so, I don't know, they're so Indiana Jones or something. They make me happy. So I thought, hey, I can make one of those. Ha ha ha, she says. Okay, let me make sure that this is pretty decent glue. It's supposed to be permanent, so we'll see. All right, I think we're gold here. Okay, so here is my field notes book. There we go here. Okay. So here's this, and this I just slide right in here like this, And you know, if you wanted to make more pockets back here, go for it. Just do it, man. And then on this side, like here's some old, you know, cards. And then these slide down in here like this. And then let's pretend, how big is money? How big is money? I know it's 6 inches long, but I don't remember how wide it is. I don't remember. I don't remember. So we're just gonna make some fake monies. Some fake monies. So here's 7, or let's go to 6, because I'm bad at counting. And 12. Okay, fake monies. Fake monies. If it was only so easy. I think it's wide. I think it's like taller than this. So here's your fake monies. And your fake monies can go right in here and be safe and sound, okay? Then we close our little dude up, and let me grab a pen. So here is your writing utensil of choice. It fits in this loop, and then it fits through this, in theory, it fits through this loop, and then it keeps it closed, okay? And then this fits right there. Ta-da! Now it's not wonderful and perfect. I keep flipping this around, and I got to remember that I flipped the thing around now. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. So now it's time to cut all our little strings off. But what a great gift! Wouldn't this be for maybe a kiddo that is going to be going on a trip, maybe for the summer. I don't know. Do people still send their kids to camp? I don't know. Or perhaps they're going to go on a trip anyway, and you're going to go too. It's not camp. It's just, you know, y'all are going somewhere. And he needs or she needs a little notebook. You can make these in all kinds of colors. I just happen to have this green leather, this beautiful green leather, actually. But you could certainly use any kind of fabric or vinyl, or, you know, you could probably even make it out of paper. You know what else you could probably make it out of? Like oilcloth. If you don't know what oilcloth is, I got some the other day at, they had this at the fabric store. It was on clearance for it was almost free. But do you see how it's kind of shiny? So this is the kind of stuff they make like placemats and tablecloths out of. So you could make it out of something like this. Just remember that it's going to need some structure on the inside. And if it bugs you that the pen is kind of tilted because it goes in one side and out the other, switch that up if you don't like that. Maybe next time I would put this tab up here and this tab down here so that it would angle back. I don't know. It doesn't even matter, does it? It doesn't matter. This just keeps it closed. And I was not keen on having like a strap go this way or this way. I just didn't want to. But you could totally do a traveler's notebook knot, on the inside with either some big stretchy, or you could use the little cording. This could even be like removable. So you could take a piece of elastic and just stitch it together, and then it could just slide over and you could just remove it when you wanted to. I just did it this way so that it would have everything and I wouldn't have to, because I would lose stuff. I would lose this thing if it wasn't attached. But you could totally sew down the spine and sew in your little elastic band, and then you just flip it off and it just hangs off the back there. But, okay, cute, right? So, okay, cute. So you've got your field notes. You can also put monies on this side and the back, but there's a place for your pen. If you don't want to do the tabs, you can always put your pen, in the on the spine part. I mean, that's not going to hurt anything either. So, do what you want. I'm not your mom, but I don't know. I just want it hanging out. Okay, guys, I will get all of these pieces scanned, and I will put them on Flickr, and I will put the link to my Flickr just below here so that if you wanted to print these out, I will make them print out on 8.5 by 11 paper. So if you print it out just on a regular piece of copy paper, we should be good to go. We'll see how many I can get per page. And then I will also put on one of the pages, I will put this little graphic so that if you wanted just to make a cheapy little field notes and you didn't want to go buy one, that you could print this out and cut it out and put it on top, if you so choose to. If you guys think of other closures that you prefer, that you want to try, let me know. Tag me if you put it up on Instagram. Tag me so that I can see what you are doing. And I think maybe I will next time maybe do one with this across the middle. It's just then where would you put your pen? I mean, I guess you could still put your pen. It could still clip here, huh? See, I overthink things. But anyway. All right, guys, have a lovely afternoon. I will see you very, very soon in a journal with me. And also, I'm trying to get everything set up for a live stream because I wanted to do an acrylic pour, but I wanted to do it live stream so you can feel my anxiety real time, and we can talk to it. It's going to be a mess. I'm just gonna warn you now, it's going to be a mess. I will try not to like surprise you guys with that. I'll try to like give you a little bit of a heads up about when it's going to be, like, you know, such and such a date. It should be within, you know, a week. And then I will give you a time, and then I will, you know, I'll just do it. And then maybe the first one will be a test anyway, and maybe nobody will like a live stream. So, because if I talk this much and I edit, then on a live stream, you guys just won't even know what to do with me. All right, kiddos, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye, guys.